Welcome back to Car Show 1, the channel where we take you on a ride through history, performance, and the untold stories of cars that have defined generations. If you're passionate about automobiles that carry both character and innovation, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into a car that often gets overshadowed by its bigger brother, the RX-7, but in many ways laid the groundwork for Mazda's rotary-powered future. We're talking about the 1978 Mazda RX-3, a car that combined affordability, innovation, and a rebellious personality that made it stand out in its era. The Mazda RX-3 entered the automotive stage in the early 1970s as part of Mazda's ambitious move to establish itself globally with the rotary engine. By 1978, the RX-3 had already cemented its reputation as a unique alternative to the typical four-cylinder sports coupes and compact sedans of the day. Unlike its competitors, the RX-3 featured Mazda's Wankel rotary engine, an unusual yet brilliant piece of engineering that delivered smooth high-revving power in a lightweight package. This innovation set the RX-3 apart from mainstream compact cars and created a following that still exists among enthusiasts to this day. At first glance, the 1978 Mazda RX-3 looked modest, almost unassuming. It was a small coupe, sedan, or wagon depending on the market, and it carried the styling cues of the late 1970s, sharp edges, simple lines, and a compact stance. Yet beneath that humble exterior was an engineering statement. The RX-3 was a car that punched above its weight. While many other compact cars of the time were offering reliable but unexciting four-cylinder engines, Mazda doubled down on its vision of the rotary engine as the future. In the RX-3, this meant you had a lightweight, compact powerplant that could rev to the moon and deliver a driving experience unlike anything else in its class. The heart of the 1978 RX-3 was its 12A rotary engine, producing around 110 horsepower. Now, on paper, that doesn't sound like much, especially when compared to larger V6 or V8 engines of the era. But the RX-3's secret weapon was its weight. Tipping the scales at just under 2,200 pounds, the car had an excellent power-to-weight ratio for its size. The rotary engine also loved to rev, making the RX-3 feel alive and responsive in a way most small cars of the late 70s simply did not. It was nimble, quick off the line, and had a unique exhaust note that gave it a personality all its own. By 1978, Mazda had refined the RX-3 with small design updates and performance tweaks, ensuring it kept up with its competition while also staying true to its rotary-powered mission. It was offered in multiple body styles, giving buyers flexibility: a sporty coupe for those who wanted style and performance, a sedan for practicality, and even a wagon for families who wanted something different. This versatility allowed the RX-3 to appeal to a wide range of buyers. Yet regardless of body style, every RX-3 carried that same DNA of rotary-powered excitement. One of the reasons enthusiasts remember the RX-3 so fondly is its role in motorsports. In the 1970s, Mazda was aggressively pushing the rotary engine not just in road cars but also on the track. The RX-3 became a staple in touring car racing, where its lightweight design and rev-happy engine allowed it to compete against much larger and more powerful cars. The RX-3 developed a reputation as a giant killer. It could go up against big displacement version 8S and hold its own, thanks to its agility and innovative engine design. By 1978, the RX-3's motorsport credentials were already well established, and it was regarded as a legitimate performance car despite its small size. The design of the 1978 RX-3 deserves its own appreciation. It carried a distinctly Japanese take on sporty compact styling. The front end featured a simple grille with round headlights, giving it a somewhat aggressive yet approachable face. The rear had clean lines and understated taillights, while the coupe version carried a sporty roofline that made it especially appealing. Compared to American cars of the same era, which were large and heavy, the RX-3 looked lean and purposeful. Compared to European compacts, it brought something different to the table: Japanese reliability combined with daring engineering. Inside, the RX-3 was functional rather than luxurious, but it delivered what drivers needed. A sporty three-spoke steering wheel, clear gauges, and supportive seats gave the driver a sense of control. It wasn't a plush interior by any means, but it didn't need to be. The RX-3's focus was on driving enjoyment. Every detail inside reflected Mazda's goal of delivering a car that was accessible yet exciting, practical yet spirited. Of course, the RX-3 wasn't without its quirks. The rotary engine, while innovative and fun to drive, was known for being thirsty compared to traditional piston engines. fuel economy wasn't its strong suit, especially during the fuel-conscious late 1970s. Maintenance also required a bit more attention, as the rotary engine had different needs compared to conventional engines. Still, for those who loved the RX-3, these quirks were worth the trade-off for the driving experience it provided. By 1978, the RX-3 was nearing the end of its production run, soon to be succeeded by the first-generation RX-7. Yet its importance cannot be overstated. The RX-3 helped establish Mazda's reputation as a company willing to take risks and innovate. Without the RX-3's success, the RX-7 might never have happened, and Mazda might not have built the strong legacy it enjoys today with rotary engines. For collectors and enthusiasts today, the 1978 Mazda RX-3 represents a sweet spot in classic Japanese car culture. It combines vintage styling, the uniqueness of the rotary engine, and a motorsport pedigree that makes it incredibly desirable. Clean, original examples are rare, as many RX-3s were raced, modified, or simply worn out over the years. When they do come up for sale, they fetch impressive prices, reflecting the growing appreciation for Japanese classics from the 1970s. Driving a 1978 RX-3 today is an experience that's hard to replicate. The rotary engine's smoothness and willingness to rev give it a character unlike any piston-powered car. The lightweight chassis makes it agile and fun in the corners. It's a car that feels alive, engaging, and connected to the driver in a way that modern cars often struggle to match. That's why the RX-3 still has a loyal following worldwide, from Japan to the United States, Australia, and beyond. When we look back at the legacy of the RX-3, it's clear that it played a pivotal role in shaping Mazda's identity. The RX-3 was more than just a compact car, it was a statement of what Mazda stood for: innovation, performance, and individuality. It may not have had the fame of the RX-7, but without the RX-3 paving the way, the RX-7 might not have achieved the iconic status it enjoys today. For fans of classic Japanese cars, the RX-3 offers something truly special. It represents an era when Mazda dared to be different, when small cars could deliver big thrills, and when the rotary engine was seen as a bold vision of the future. The 1978 Mazda RX-3 wasn't just transportation, it was a symbol of creativity and passion in automotive engineering. So, as we wrap up our journey through the history and significance of the 1978 Mazda RX-3, it's worth remembering that this car was far more than just another compact from the 1970s. It was a car that challenged conventions, inspired drivers, and carved out a legacy that still resonates today. It may not have been the most powerful or luxurious car of its time, but it embodied the spirit of driving enjoyment in a way that few others could. And that's what makes the 1978 Mazda RX-3 such an important chapter in automotive history. A car that took risks, stood out from the crowd, and left a mark that is still celebrated decades later. It reminds us that innovation often comes from daring to be different, and Mazda did exactly that with the RX-3. Thank you for joining us on Car Show 1 as we revisited the story of the 1978 Mazda RX-3, a compact car with a giant legacy. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of Mazda's most underrated classics, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next feature. There are many more stories of iconic cars to come, and we can't wait to share them with you. Until next time, keep your passion for cars alive and keep driving forward.